Servus, Männer, it's Red Pill Germany again. It seems like I owe you an apology. My last video didn't really age very well, but I have to add, of course, that it is all because of this stupid Austrian government. Can you believe it? They changed their policy. In my last video, I told you that they will impose a lockdown only for those people who do not receive the blessings of the pharmaceutical industry, and that the people who blindly trust the Austrian government, who are complying with them, that they could move around freely still. That was changed now, however. I don't know why they did that. I doubt it is because they saw that it doesn't make sense to have 65% of the people still walk around freely while they can still spread any kind of germ, and especially the one that they think they cannot spread anymore. No, I don't think it was that. I think that maybe some of their PR and mass psychology advisors told them that if they hurt all people and they blame it on the uncompliant, that then they can foster tensions in society much more efficiently, and that they can build up the desired rage and the dissent among the people much more easily. I think it is really that. So, as I said, instead of a lockdown only for the unvaxxed, there is a lockdown for everyone in Austria now. Then the government has only one problem left, and that is how they can still discriminate against the unvaxxed and how they can still make it more uncomfortable for them while they at the same time hurt everyone else with the lockdowns. But of course, that is not a serious problem. The people in the Austrian government are very creative and very smart, so they found a solution to this very easy problem. That is that they will just force everybody to get the injections now. Yes, you heard correctly. As the first EU country and the second European country after the Vatican State, I believe, they have imposed now a vax mandate, and that will take effect on February 2022. If you are not vaxxed after that, it will be a 3,000 something euro fine, which is around 2 monthly wages of an average worker there, or at least close to that amount. And if you don't want to pay that, you can go to jail for 4 weeks. But they also said that it won't stop there, of course. There will be boosters, of course, and not only a first, but also a second and a third booster. And of course, you will lose your health certificate after 6 months or something like that. And then when you refuse the subsequent injections, then it will be roughly 1,500 euros as a fine, or once again, 4 weeks in jail. And that is quite insane when you understand what kind of people go to jail in Central European countries such as Germany and Austria. You have to do really horrible things, or just not pay your taxes if you are sent to jail here. So that is the plan, and there are certain groups, certain professional groups that are first in line, of course, like in the medical field and something like that. But then by February 2022, everybody must have this pharmaceutical product. It must be administered to everyone, or they go to jail or pay a really large fine. And they also said it goes on and on and on, and it will never stop. Yeah, that is Central Europe now, that is Austria. And of course you can imagine, and I hinted at that, and we already saw comments in the media and in the public or state media already in Germany. Germans are only waiting. They want to do the same thing. And these people, these commentators in the state and public media, they have said, we need that too. In Germany, we must have that too. And politicians have already said, yes, this is the way to go. Austria shows the way and Germany will follow. And I also want to comment on the date that they said. I mean, of course, you can say, oh, they want to give everybody the chance to get it before there is a fine. Yeah, sure, but February, what is 2 months from February, let's say roundabout? Well, it is the end of winter, springtime will start, and all these diseases will go away naturally, like every year in spring. And then, of course, they can say, oh, look at the effectiveness of our mandates. Look at the effectiveness of our law. We protected the people. We saved the country. That is very, very smart, or let's just say it requires very dumb people to fall for that. But as this is the case here in Central Europe, I think, yeah, it's a smart plan. Great job. And of course, you saw it on the thumbnail already and on some pictures that I show in the background. Today, on November 20th, there were massive demonstrations, massive protests in Vienna, the Austrian capital. People came with their Austrian flags in all kinds of orientations. And they let their government know what they think about these plans or, well, these mandates. Of course, the media was spreading a lot of lies about these demonstrations. If you listen to my channel or others like me for a longer time, you know exactly what I'm talking about. First, they say that, oh, there was a handful of naughty people there, and then they want to make it sound like the mood was aggressive vibes and all that stuff, which was not at all true. Many eyewitnesses said that it was absolutely peaceful, families, young people, old people, everyone, and it was a peaceful demonstration. And then the numbers, of course. How many people were there? How many protesters did we have? There are some newspapers that say it was a couple of hundred, which is ridiculous if you look at these photos. The authorities said it was around 35,000, but then at some other times they said it was around 100,000. So once again, they try to downplay the number. The media, that is, the state media, the leftist media, the globalist media, they want to play down the number and make it look like as if this is just a tiny minority and maybe 500 people were on a protest here. Well, it was probably 100,000. I don't know. I wasn't there, but even the authorities said at times that it must have been more. Also, the Austrian Freedom Party was involved, or I think they organized that demonstration. And I think the next couple of weeks or the next month are crucial in Austria because it will show if patriotic Austrians and law-abiding Austrians can mobilize enough protest in order to sink this government. What they're doing is clearly totalitarian, it is clearly authoritarian overreach, and it must be stopped, in my opinion. And as I have already said, of course, Germany will follow this example, guaranteed 100%. And maybe some other countries in Europe and all around the world will do the same thing if they think that they have to do that because they're so obsessed with these infection numbers, for example. Alright, so a lot of Austrian patriots, they were chanting Kurz muss weg, like Chancellor Kurz needs to go. Well, now he is gone, but look at what happens. He just appointed another guy, Mr. Schallenberg, and he is doing now all this crazy stuff. And the same in Germany, I want to say. People said Merkel muss weg, Merkel needs to go. Yeah, well, Merkel technically is still Chancellor, but she is practically already out of the door, and the new coalition that will be formed soon under Olaf Scholz will take over in Germany. And look at it. I mean, did it get better now that Merkel is gone? No, of course not, because Merkel and Kurz, they were never the problem. They were satraps. They were administrators of some kind of globalist higher power here. Kurz was never the problem, Merkel was never the problem. It is the group that stands behind them that's the problem. They are managers who were hired for a job and now their shift is over. But their plan, their agenda and their policies don't change. They only ever, well, they do change, they get worse. But they are following the same plot, but at an escalated rate and with more severe, more totalitarian measures by the week right now, it seems. Alright, a big thank you once again to all my supporters and my subscribers. Like, share and subscribe and let me know down in the comment section below what you think about that. If you want to support my channel, you can do so via Patreon or Subscribestar. Thank you so much. And I will keep you updated about what's going on in Europe and in Germany, of course. I hope you check out my channel again in the future. Servus, Kameraden.